Hello, it's me again, Chastity White Rose, also known as Chandler Klebs. This is going to be another graphics programming video. However, I will not be showing you code and compiling and all that stuff in this video. This is actually, it's programming related because it's about graphics formats, and I wanted to talk about a few things. Now, um, okay, so this book, I ordered this book, and this book I believe is out of print. It was this is the second edition, and the copyright date was 1996. And what's interesting about this is it talks about a CD-ROM that was originally included with it. Now, apparently it came with a CD. Now, I don't know if anybody even still has that CD. I mean, this book is really old. However, in spite of the fact that this book is very old, pretty much all of the information in it still applies. I hope that this book is not truly out of print. I hope I'm wrong about that because this should continue to be sold. However, I got it for about $5, and I want you to see the price of this book. This book is amazing. Okay, its original US price was $79.95. And you can see Canada, it was even higher priced. Now, you might be wondering what book could be so important that somebody would actually pay about $80 for a book. The truth is, if I wasn't able to get this book used, I would have bought this book. I would have bought this book paying that full price. And let me tell you why. This book will be the most valuable book I will ever possess. And the reason this book is the most valuable I will ever possess is not only is it valuable to me as an artist who has published, lots of art online with Inkscape and sometimes GIMP, and I've done some weird things because people know I'm a digital artist. If I was able to go to school, I could become a registered graphic designer with a degree. I know I could, and I haven't even had any formal training. I'm all self-taught, and that reminds me, I want to help my friend Pafo with his logo too. He asked me for help with that, but unfortunately, because I've been working a full-time job, I've been working a full-time job. Yeah, there's no time for my art anymore, which is sad. However, I want to talk about why this book is so important. Not only does somebody who's an artist and publishes digital files that are printed in books or printed on other products, like you can go to my Society 6 store. I can provide you links to that. I have a DeviantArt art account. I have stuff I've abandoned for months or even years because there's no time for my art now. I'm always working, or I'm having personal problems or health issues. But I don't want to go into too much of my own personal problems. But anyway, I want to keep this video under 10 minutes. That is my goal. So now, not only do I need to know about graphics file formats and how to convert between them and all that, and I already know a lot from my own reading just from the internet and stuff, and I have tools. I have ImageMagick, Graphics Magic, which is a fork of ImageMagick, and last night I just installed the NetPBM tools. Now, I could not find, of course I didn't search very long, I did not find a Windows distribution in binary. It's distributed from a SourceForge project, and I downloaded the source code and I ran the instructions. I found the install file, and it was basically like a configure, make. It was a very interesting thing, and it requires several libraries to be installed on a Unix type environment, and even requires a Perl interpreter. But I had all the tools already installed on my MSys2 installation that I use for programming in Windows. So I actually got all but one of the tools compiled, but I installed the ones that did compile. There's an option to keep going even when something fails, and one of them failed because I don't have the X Windows system libraries on my system, and that's because it's not a true Linux distribution. It's an emulator for Windows basically. But anyway, enough technical details. Because I'm a graphics programmer and I've started this BBM project for binary bitmap and I'm inventing some other formats, I have big plans, and that's why I have to know everything there is to know about graphics file formats. Now, I don't need to know about every format in the world. However, my current plans for my BBM project are going to be find a way to convert my own formats that I am inventing into popular formats. I have Windows bitmap support. I have the tagged image file format support, and I can also write PBM, PGM, PPM, and even the PAM format, the portable AnyMap format. Although I only have code for the black and white version of it, and I'm still debating, will I finish the PAM format? I probably will. Because the NetPBM series of formats, there's 4 of them, and they are the easiest formats to write in the world. They've got to be the easiest formats to write, unless I invent my own that are easier. Anyway, the goals of my own image formats that I'm inventing, even though this book recommends against making a new image format, for learning programming, designing my own image format is a real lesson. It teaches me a lot of things I need to know. And my plan is to find the best way to convert my own formats into PNG files, portable network graphics. And the reason for that format is because I can't find a website that doesn't allow uploading of that format. It's become the graphics standard of the world, pretty much, the PNG, all pronounced ping, according to this book. So this book will tell me everything there is to know about how pixels can be laid out in an image, and about header data and how to read and write formats. I already know a lot, because if anybody has checked my LinkedIn or my Facebook or even my YouTube account, they've noticed I've been showing off my programming skills, because I can create checkerboards. I can even create stripe patterns now with the recent functions I wrote. My code's getting huge, and I keep backing it up to my SourceForge project, to my Dropbox, my OneDrive. I email myself copies. I even email myself my mom copies of my code, and then I archive it so that she doesn't see it in her inbox and it's like, what is this, and have her delete it, because I just want to make sure there's as many backups of this code, because it's all in digital form. It's not printed yet. I want to be able to get it in a printed form where I can look at all my own code in a printed book like this. And speaking of books, what I want to mention is this book, if it's not already available still in printed form, if it's not still being printed, it should be. And the reason is, even though there is a digital form, there is a website that I went to that has the entire text of this book on the website as HTML pages, I do not like that. I mean, I like that it's available freely, because that's great for people who like to read on a screen, but I like to read an actual book. I am one of those old-fashioned book people. I like to know when something was published, what information does it contain, who are the authors. There's email addresses in here of people I can contact about it. They might still be alive. I'm very excited about this book. It's just so ironic. I mean, people think that the Christian Bible is the most important book in the world. Like, well, not to me. I don't believe that stuff. But as a graphics programmer, I can't think of anything that's more valuable. There's C code on these pages, and I use the C programming language exclusively. I will be using other formats in the future, like C++, Java, C#, the very popular ones. I'm only interested in extremely popular languages that other people are using, but there's a lot of popular languages. Anyway, I'm going to keep this video under 10 minutes, so I'm going to end it now, but I just hope that somebody else can see how excited I am about my BBM project and learning about all the graphics file formats in the world. And seriously, find yourself a used copy of that book as well, because you can get it for cheap off of Amazon. A lot of people don't want it anymore, which is hard to imagine.